when you study English. For me, it was very important that this is in a theatre and not a classroom, because it's a different state, okay? When you study, you need to be in the right state. And that's not always something you get like that. You need to prepare to be in the right state. But you know what? We have an expert in the right state. We have a name for the right state, and the name is the state of flow. You know the word? Flow. Put it in the F. Flow, comme flux, comme the flow of the river. Okay? The flow of champagne into the glass when you celebrate your success in English. The flow. So if you want to get into the state of flow, you need the expert, and our expert's name is Fanny Walter. Welcome, Fanny.
In fact, I lived 5 years in India, and it's there where I started to speak English with my French accent. In Himalayas, you have these flags, and it's dream flags. So what would you like to write on these flags? Think about it. Breathe completely, inhale, exhale, and think. If you are here, why are you here? What is your intention? Think just 1 minute. Few seconds. Okay? When I arrived in India, the first day of my job, the French manager told me, Fanny, you have just few words, you just know few words of English, and your accent is very bad. I think you don't look well enough to all these Indian peoples. You do not look like a manager. So I think you will need to take some English classes. I said, okay, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I have other tricks. And do you think I took English classes? No. I took other tricks. So I will give you today these tricks. And the first one, yes, is to live in the flow. So, do you know the flow? It's the same words in French and in English. F-L-O-W. Do you hear already these words or not? It comes from the positive psychology. And in fact, this is the state when you are completely concentrated, in an extreme concentration, completely in what you are doing, completely aligned with your talents, your mission, your values. You can have it in sports, in music, in dancing, or even in conversation with a passionate friend, for example. So do you have in mind an idea of when you are in the flow? Because I'm sure all of you know this state. Maybe when you are singing, or for other, I know there is a writer in the room when you write. So does everybody have in mind an action where you are in a flow? Yeah? Okay. So now you can close your eyes and think about this moment when you are in the flow. Are you alone or are you with other people? Describe it. What do you see? Or how do you feel in your body? you smell something, or are you drinking, or eating, or what are you doing? And when you really feel that you are in the flow, maybe you feel confident, maybe you feel lots of serenity or happiness or at least good feeling. When you are completely in this moment, then make a gesture, a movement. It can be either cross your two fingers, or you can use an easy movement you do quite easily. You can touch your jewelry, or you can put back your hair behind the ear. So choose one moment and put again you in this flow attitude and do your movement. So do your movement, a small movement, and feel the flow again and do again your movement. And a third time, feel the flow and do your movement. And slowly open your eyes. So now you get a movement to put you back in the flow. So before speaking English, just do again this movement. And you can do it again, just to really anchor it. And then you have your anchor flow attitude. And you can use it anytime. Okay? I go on my travel in India and I look at my daughter. And what astonished me is that with anybody, any age, any culture, she put herself in the flow with the person in front. And they are so much in the same wave that I really feel they speak. It's an exchange of energy. So if you are in the flow with your partner, even if you don't have exactly the perfect English, something happens. Something stronger. And it's wow. And another way to see the flow is to see all these movements in India. You can think it's like all the worlds. Sometimes they are very big, sometimes small, but all this cross is at the perfection. So when you are in the flow, you will see. When you don't know a word, at this moment you will have Carol. Carol, can you give me the word? You will always have help at the right time. So this is also the flow, when everything comes at the perfect time, perfect moment, and good interaction. So now you have the anchor of the flow state. And the second tips now is I lived few years in France before going to India. And I go to school, and at school they told me all figures and all look at the 20 on 20, look for perfection. But in India, I discovered that in fact, we are fed up with perfection. We don't need perfection. In fact, I discovered that we only need what we need. So, for example, if you need a pen, just to write for the day. You don't need a pen with lots of luxury and lots of technology. So just think about what you need, and it's the new perfection. And it's the same in the room. There are few entrepreneurs. It's the same. Do the product and use the resource you have, and it's enough. You don't need more. You have all the resources. And in India, they call it jugaad innovation. It's frugal innovation. So use your resources, and that's it, not more. So in fact, I said, okay, I don't want anymore all this perfection. And I have a present, because I did my first conference, a webinar for General Electric. And they were from all over the world, from Asia, Africa, US, Europe. And in the end of the conference, they told me, Fanny, thank you so much. It's the first time we understood everything. You speak slowly, you use simple words, so thank you. So you see, in fact, I transform my weaknesses in strengths. So yes, even if you use few words with your French accent, in fact, an international company will say, yes, we like your talk, because we understand everything. So, what will you do to remove these judgments and perfection? So, look at a strength of how do you see your perfection and judgment? Which form is it like, and which color? For example, for me, it's like a square, a red square. So imagine for you which form is perfection and how does it look like? So, do you have ideas, each of you? So, imagine that you have a pen and I ask you to draw the perfection and judgment. So, think about this image, and then you will put this image in a balloon. Everything has its balloon? Yeah? So now, look at this balloon. So describe this form, this color, and then you blow in the balloon. Let's do it. Okay. Stand up. Maybe you can even wake up. You will have more strength in your lungs. Take your balloon just in front of you with all this perfection, all these judgments. And the idea is that you will throw these balloons as much as you can, higher and higher. Ready? Even more. Even more. Throw completely. Just the idea is that you see only a little point. Very far. Okay? Completely. Ready? Last time. So now, how do you feel? Are you lighter? So if again this balloon come back, or a new one, because sometimes the big one, okay, is far, But sometimes you have another one, the little brother. The little brother comes, hey, me. So then you take again, and you put in a balloon, and you throw this balloon very far, far, far. Okay? So this is the second trick. And after, the idea is, in fact, to really, when you want to speak to somebody, really contact his heart and talk from soul to soul, heart to heart, and make that you love him. I love you. You can think very strong in your head. I love you. And you will see, something will happen. It's a wave that you will have. So, it's like, depending on the condition. For example, in these pictures, the children, even if the conditions are very difficult, in fact, you can always think at the fun, always think at the joy. So all the rest is only excuses, as Siegfried told us. So one tool for that is to use your heart chakra. I bring you this bow. It comes from the Himalayas, and it's harmonized on the heart chakra. And even if you do not know, its vibration will open your heart chakra, and you will bring more and more love in yourself. The idea is, if every day, if you add this to the Carol prescription, 2 minutes of breath or 2 minutes of meditation every morning, you will see that, in fact, on the neuroscientific, they told us that you develop your adaptive intelligence. So you will bring you new tips in order to improve your English. So I really encourage you to do these 2 minutes of meditation. But at least you will do it now. So put your 2 feet on the floor, your spine straight, and relax your feet, your length, your body. Maybe move a little your shoulders to relax it, and really detach your back from the chair in order to have really the spine very straight. And then inhale completely and exhale. You can still have your eyes open, or you can close it as you want. And in the same way, I will make this bowl singing. And slowly open your eyes. So how do you feel now?
Quiet.
So one trick is, before talking English, Just inhale, exhale. Even it takes 1 second, but you will see it will completely change your conversation. So remember the 3 tricks. First, and you use your anchor state of the flow. Second, if you have still few judgment or perfection in mind, just let it go. And the third time, every day practice breathing or meditation. And then you will be like in this current of the river. Sometimes it will smooth. Sometimes you will feel or meet a rock in the middle of the river. It's not good, but in fact, maybe it's some words you forget, but in fact, you know what? After you feel it, naturally you go again in the flow of the river. So this image helped me a lot also. So let's speak English.
Open your heart chakras in the classroom. But that's so powerful. Thank you very much.